In the city's hum, he scrolls through the haze. Neon lights flicker, counting his days. Fame piles up black coins on a shelf. Hey, you ever ask, what's left of yourself? Through shadowed streets, he hustles for a crown. Sweat on his face, but he's breaking down. A pocket full of noise, yet he's lost in the din. Does a man rise up or just cave within? What's it take to be a man in these stormy seas? A compass of gold or a heart that's free? Tell me, friend, in the dark, do you find your way, or just chase the echoes where the lost men sway? He's told to be stone, never to bend. Climb the ladder till the sky's his friend. But the load on his back's a storm that won't end, and the mask he wears is a lie to defend. By the rail yard's edge he hears a train moan, the lonesome call for a soul unknown. He wonders if strength's in the fists he's thrown, or the seeds of doubt in the dirt he's sown. What's it take to be a man in the stormy seas? A fist full of steel or a soul that's seen? Tell me, friend, in the dark, do you find your way, or just wear the mask till the light decays? The barstool prophet spins tales of old, of heroes carved from iron and gold. But the mirror shows a stranger's glare, a man half built on borrowed air. In the factory's clang, he punches the clock, dreams a road like a weathered rock. The preacher says, stand, don't yield to fate, but the weight of the world swings a heavier gate. By the old oak's roots, the wind hums low. Son, it's not the race, it's the seeds you sow. But the horns of the world drown out the call. Tea-stained hills, watch him stumble and fall. What's it take to be a man in these stormy seas? A compass of gold or a heart that's free? Tell me, friend, in the dark, do you find your way, or just chase the echoes where the lost men sway? In the quiet of dawn, he questions his role. Strength in silence or the noise of control? The answers drift like leaves in the breeze, lost in the murmur of the ancient trees. What's it take to be a man in these stormy seas? A fist full of steel or a soul that's seen? Tell me, friend, in the dark, do you find your way, or just wear the mask till the light decays? You don't proclaim, or the quiet fire that keeps your name. The tea-stained hills hold no reply, just a shadow dance 'neath the endless sky.
In the market's roar, where the traders yell, he counts his days, but his spirit fell. Past iron gates, where the rich reside, he's got the world, but his heart's untied. The valley yawns with a cracked, lonely plea. Does wealth fill the gap, or just blind what he'd see? Is a man so measured by gold he can stack, or the warmth he gives when the night turns black? As the highway rolls beneath weary feet, is it fortune or love that makes him complete? In the howling wind where the truth is spoken, a man's just a man when his chains are broken.
By the roadside's edge, a man with no throne sells what he can, but he's not alone. The widow weaves by a candle's glow. Her wealth's in the tales her fingers know. No silver shines in her humble den, but her eyes hold a fire no coin can pen. Is a man's soul measured by gold he can stack, or the warmth he gives when the night turns black? As the highway rolls beneath weary feet, is it fortune or love that makes him complete? In the howling wind where the truth is spoken, a man's just a man when his chains are broken. The banker counts as his numbers climb high, while the sailor drifts neath an endless sky. One guards his vault, one follows the tide, but which one's spirit has truly died? The tea-stained hills hum a truth so deep. A man's not his coins, but the love he'll keep. Is a man's soul measured by gold he can stack, or the warmth he gives when the night turns black? As the highway rolls beneath weary feet, is it fortune or love that makes him complete? In the howling wind where the truth is spoken, a man's just a man when his chains are broken. The tea-stained hills hum a truth so deep. A man's not his coins, but the love he'll keep. Through the city's cold veins, where the engines moan, he drifts like a ghost, weathered skin and bone. Faceless crowds pass by in the neon glare. Nobody sees him standing there. Whispers secrets as the water flows, reflecting back a stranger nobody knows. In the midnight hour when the world grows still, he's just a shadow climbing up that hill, with a weight so heavy it can't be named. Walking through darkness, battered and blame. Empty bottles promise turns to morning shame. Each day and night feel just the same. His mother's words echo from another time. Stand tall, boy, now just a distant chime. The pews stay empty as the preacher calls. No sermon reaches through these walls. In the midnight hour when the world grows still, he's just a shadow climbing up that hill, with a weight so heavy it can't be named. Walking through darkness, battered and blamed. get lost before they're known. Is salvation hiding in the morning light, or buried in the darkness of another night? In the midnight hour when the world grows still, he's just a shadow climbing up that hill, with a weight so heavy it can't be named. Walking through darkness, battered and blamed, as dawn breaks through like some ancient truth, a stranger nods and says, I see you too. Perhaps salvation's found in simple things, the quiet moment when the blackbird hum. He chases a ghost, a fleeting thrill, then it's lost to the coast. The chains grow tight with each hollow gleam, and the man he was fades in the dream. He knows it's a snare, but the pull's too strong. A thief in the dark where the nights grow long. The shame stacks high, but he can't break free from the prison carved by a glowing key. Oh, the screen binds with the serpent's grin, steals the fire where the soul begins. In the fog, does he sink or rise, or trade his light for the shadow's guise? Drift far, their voices fade, lost in the void of the life he's made. The world outside feels like a distant shore, while he drowns in the depths of a hollow lore. The clock ticks loud, but he don't care. Time's a ghost in the electric glare. His mother calls, he lets it ring, tied to the pulse of a lifeless thing. Oh, the screen binds with the serpent's grin, steals the fire where the soul begins. In the fog, does he sink or rise, or trade his light for the shadow's guise? Scrolls with a siren's wail, each click a nail in a rusted jail. He dreams of fields where the wind runs wild, but he's tethered tight like a wayward child. In the silence he hears the past, a boy who ran through the green so vast. Now the pixels hum where his spirit stood, a hollow trade for a world of good. How many dawns must he lose to the glow before he finds what the real winds blow? Let him climb from the ash, reclaim his flame. The tea-stained hills whisper his name. Oh, the screen binds with the serpent's grin, steals the fire where the soul begins. In the fog, does he sink or rise, or trade his light for the shadow's guise? In the mirror's gaze he sees the cost, a soul adrift, a spirit lost. But the hills hum soft, it's not too late to break the chains and rewrite fate. Oh, the screen binds with the serpent's grin, steals the fire where the soul begins. In the fog, does he sink or rise, or trade his light for the shadows guide. In the shanty's dust, the kids chase the breeze, while marble halls lock in the ease. The game's been fixed since the dawn of time. The poor stay low and the rich still climb. The suits dine fine while the vows decay. A roof for the weary slipped away. The cost soars up, but the pay stays thin, and hope's a shadow in the ballot spin. Oh, the divide's a chasm wide. Can we build a bridge to the other side? They raise their spires, pierce the sky, but the beggar's child still wonders why. Is progress a gift for the favored few, or a road we all could wander through? The landlord grins with the silver key, locks out the dreams of the refugee. The streets grow cold, the nights grow long, while the fat cats hum their victory song. Oh, the divide's a chasm wide. Can we build a bridge to the other side? In the factories hum, the workers stand, hands worn rough, but their hearts still grand. They dream of a world where the scales are just, where the tea-stained hills hold a fairer trust. The preacher shouts from a golden throne, work your hands till the soul's a stone. But the crowd grows restless, their eyes awake, for the promise bent is the one they'll break. Oh, the divide's a chasm wide. Can we build a bridge to the other side? The widow counts her last thin dime, lost her man to the overtime. The bosses laugh where the profits soar, while her kids go hungry by the bolted door. Oh, the divide's a chasm wide. Can we build a bridge to the other side? The hills stay silent, the wind don't care, but the spark of fight still lingers there. Maybe the bridge starts in the rebels' cry to tear down the walls neath the tea-stained sky. In the fields of green, the ghosts still tread, where conquerors carve their names in red. They took the earth, they claimed the skies, gave us their shackles and hollowed eyes. The cotton bloomed where the blood ran deep, promises broke that we couldn't keep. Oh, the ghosts linger, shadows stretching wide, in the hymns we sing, in the tears we've cried. The past still whispers through the midnight air, a chain to break or a truth to bear. Can The generals marched with a polished grin, left the widows wailing where the wars begin. Now the statues gleam and the town squares glow, but the ghosts still roam where the rivers flow. Oh, the ghosts linger, shadows stretching wide, in the hymns we sing, in the tears we've cried. The past still whispers through the midnight air, a chain to break or a truth to bear. Can we walk free where the old ones died, or are we bound to the ghosts inside? How many scars must we bear in the dust before we rise from the chains of rust? Let the echoes fade, let the tea-stained hills sing, for the heart of man is a stubborn thing. In the preacher's book, the pages turn to a God of wrath where the meek still burn. In the marketplace, the hawkers shout, selling dreams, but the soul's in drought. Yet the hills hum soft, the past is a guide, not a chain to bind, but a tide to ride. Oh, the ghosts linger, shadows stretching wide, in the hymns we sing, in the tears we've cried. The past still whispers through the midnight air, a chain to break or a truth to bear. Can we walk free where the old ones died, or are we bound to the ghosts inside? The shadows stretch where the daylight ends, a tale of loss that never ends. In the preacher's hall, the voices clash, calling old ways, a pile of ash. Drums went quiet, heads hung low, but the whispers linger where the wild winds blow. They burned the tales, rewrote the song, gave us their gods where we don't belong. Yet the breeze still hums what came before, a pulse of pride on a distant shore. Oh, echoes of the oldest song have heard, in the silence do we catch the word. In the village square, the elders speak of a time when the roots ran deep. Now the young forget the past we trod, chasing shadows of a foreign god. The weaver's hands spin threads of time, patterns lost in a stranger's rhyme. Her grandmother sang by the fire's gleam, now it's drowned in a TV screen. Oh, echoes of the oldest song have heard, in the silence do we catch the word. The marketplace hums with a hollow beat, selling trinkets where the spirits meet. The old ones danced where the rivers bend, now it's asphalt scars that never mend. The children laugh, but their tongues are tied. to a language born where the old ones died. Let the wind still carries a faded tune, a rebel's cry 'neath a harvest moon. How many chants must we unlearn before our fire can truly burn? Let the past speak, let the tea-stained hills ring, for our souls a thread in the wind's wild swing. Oh, echoes of the oldest song have heard, in the silence do we catch the word. In the elders' eyes the embers glow, stories carved where the wild things grow. The hills hum soft, don't let it fade, for the old still lives in the choice you've made. Oh, echoes of the oldest song have heard, in the silence do we catch the word. Hum, the stranger's voice reigns, our old words fade like autumn rains. Tongues were bent by a foreign hand, but the heart still hums on native land. They called our speech a broken sound, but in its echo our soul was found. Now the young forget the roots so deep, while the stranger's chant puts truth to sleep. Oh, the tongue twists, a fragile thread, words we lost and the ones they bred. In the quiet is our spirit shed, or alive in the tales our fathers led. The streets still pulse with a native hum, market's din, the old words come. Is our voice in the lines we trace, or the tea-stained echoes of our race? The teacher's chalk scratches a foreign creed, erasing the songs of the planting seed. But the wind still howls where the ancients stood, a language carved in the earth and wood. Oh, the tongue twists, a fragile thread, words we lost and the ones they bred. In the quiet is our spirit shed, or alive in the tales our fathers led. The radio blares with a borrowed beat, drowning the chants of the barefooted street. Yet the old ones whisper through the dust and stone, a rhythm alive in the blood and bone. In the elder's hut, the stories flow of a time when the words would glow. Now the winds carry a forgotten plea to reclaim the tongue that sets us free. Oh, the tongue twist, a fragile thread, words we lost and the ones they bred. In the quiet is our spirit shed, or alive in the tales our fathers led. The poet scribbles by a lantern's flame, seeking the sound of his truest name. The hills hum soft, it's yours to mend, a voice that rises where the strangers end. Oh, the tongue twist, a fragile thread, words we lost and the ones they bred. In the quiet is our spirit shed, or alive in the tales our fathers led. a language lost yet still so clear. The preacher said, stand on your own, but the fire taught us we're never alone. A spark of greed in the heart was sown. Now we chase the dark while the hearth grows stone. In the city's glare, the self takes wing, but the stars at dusk for all still sing. Joy in the circle is the truest thing, not a lonesome dance in the lantern's ring. Oh, the lone wolf for the fire's light, a solitary howl or a shared night. In the balance do we rise or fall, or weave a thread that can hold it all? The elders spoke of a time long past, when the village's bond was built to last. Now the winds of change blow fast and wild, leaving the lone wolf a motherless child. The salesman grins with a polished lie, succeeding alone or you'll surely die. But the old oak whispers through the leaves so green, strength's in the roots, not the lonesome sheen. Oh, the lone wolf for the fire's light, a solitary howl or shared night. In the balance do we rise or fall, or weave a thread that can hold it all? The farmer tills where the shadows play, shares his yield at the end of day. The city man hoards with a tightened fist, but the wind don't care who tops the list. In the barroom's haze, the braggarts boast of solo climbs up a golden coast. Yet the quiet ones by the fire's glow know the warmth that the lone can't know. How many hands must we leave to the cold before we see what the flames foretold? Let the embers glow, let the tea-stained hills sing, for in togetherness our strength takes wing. Oh, the lone wolf for the fire's light, a solitary howl or a shared night. In the balance do we rise or fall, or weave a thread that can hold it all? In the marketplace, the hawkers shout, selling dreams, but the soul's in drought. Yet the hills hum soft, the past is a guide, not a chain to bind, but a tide to ride. The posters glow with a pale skin gleam, straightened hair and a borrowed dream. Our sisters hide from the sun's esteem, taught their worths in a white man's scheme. Dreadlocks branded as rebels' shame, but their roots of a royal name. Skin like earth needs no bleach to claim, a beauty born where the wild things reign. Oh, crowns of dust, a crooked lie, twisting the truth in a child's eye. In the mirror, do we laugh or cry, or lift our heads to the open sky? Let the the voices sing, for our worth is not in a borrowed thing. We are queens and kings with a heritage deep. In the tea-stained hills, our promise we keep. The merchant hawks of bleaching cream says, fade your soul for the mainstream. But the river laughs where the elders bathe, a hue too proud for the cowards lay. Oh, crowns of dust, a crooked lie, twisting the truth in a child's eye. In the mirror, do we laugh or cry, or lift our heads to the open sky? With a cruel refrain, light is right, they drill the strain. But the girl with braids holds her chin up high, her beauty's a storm no light can deny. In the church's pews, the preacher prays for souls to fit the colonial ways. Yet the wind sings free where the ancients stood. A crown of dust ain't no crown of good. Gleam, selling shame in a twisted scheme. But the hills hum soft, your roots are true. No dust can dim the light in you. Crowns of dust, a crooked lie, twisting the truth in a child's eye. In the mirror, do we laugh or cry, or lift our heads to the open sky? Tea-stained land, a people rising hand in hand. Crowns of dust crumble in the breeze. Our beauty blooms where the heart is free. Butcher's blade, blood on the fields where the elders prayed. Now the suits strip wealth in a modern raid, the tea-stained veins for their profit flayed. They wrote their tales, scrubbed ours clean, left us debts for the lives they've seen. The minds still weep, the rivers scream, while the world turns blind to the plunder's sheen. Oh, blood on the fields, a scar that stays, a wound that haunts through the modern days. Does the truth still cut through the thief's parade, or fade where the silence delayed? In the factories hum the workers' man cut down for the gold they bled. The courthouse grins with a marble eye. Justice bends where the rich don't cry. The preacher bows to the corporate throne, blesses the hands that break the stone. But the wind still howls where the lost ones sleep, a reckoning call from the earth so deep. How many more must we bury in vain before the world sees our endless pain? Let the drums beat loud, let the voices rise, for the tea-stained hills hold our cries. Oh, blood on the fields, a scar that stays, a wound that haunts through the modern days. Does the truth still cut through the thief's parade, or fade where the silence delayed? In the marketplace, the hawkers shout, selling dreams, but the soul's in drought. Yet the hills hum soft. The past is a guide, not a chain to bind, but a tide to ride. Oh, blood on the fields, a scar that stays, a wound that haunts through the modern days. Does the truth still cut through the thief's parade, or fade where the silence delayed? Dusk falls heavy, the scars don't fade, a people's fury in the seeds we've laid. The tea-stained hills watch the fight unfold, a tale of blood yet to be told. Lines in the dust, kin torn apart, a stranger's pen stabbed a nation's heart. Now we glare at kin with a bitter dart, as if birth's a choice we could have charted from the start. They taught us scorn for the other's face, but the blood runs red in the human race. Politicians grin while the greed's embraced, yet the soil still sings of a shared space. Oh, lines in the dust, fool's cruel game, brother to brother, but the hate's the same. In the rift, do we fan the flame, or douse the fire and reclaim our name? The border guard stands with a loaded gun, spits a family tree where the rivers run. A child's cry echoes through the wire, while the map makers stoke the funeral pyre. Praise for a chosen side, but the wind don't heed where the lines divide. The old ones dance across the open plain before the ink brought the endless pain. Oh, lines in the dust, fool's cruel game, brother to brother, but the hate's the same. The rift, do we fan the flame, or douse the fire and reclaim our name? Let the voices blend, for in unity our strength will mend. We are one beneath the tea-stained sky, and the lines in the sand are a colonial lie. The merchant sells where the fences rise, profits gleam in the stranger's eyes, but the hills hum soft of a time unbound, when the earth was free and the soul was found. Dust, a fool's cruel game, brother to brother, but the hate's the same. In the rift, do we fan the flame, or douse the fire and reclaim our name? In the marketplace, the hawker shouts, selling dreams, but the soul's in drought. But the hills hum soft, the past is a guide, not a chain to bind, but a tide to ride. Oh, lines in the dust, a fool's cruel game, brother to brother, but the hate's the same. In the rift, do we fan the flame, free, with the hope that the lost might see. The tea-stained dusk paints the sky so vast, a world reborn when the lines don't last.
How many years will the slum's child cry for the school bell rings in his name? How many bullets must pierce the July sky for the blood dries on the pavement stain? Yes, and how many MPs pocket the rain while the orphan's cup stays dry? The answer, my friend, is lost in the game. The answer's a vulture's sigh. How many youths vanish from Mather's night for the sirens scream out their worth? How many shillings must a widow's last mite buy a plot in the devil's earth? Yes, and how many coffins line Niagara Road while the hyena licks his paws? The answer, my brother, is a thorn on the code. The answer's the law without laws. Oh, the road, winds where the truth's been sold, and the storms whispering low, but the story's yet untold. How many mothers must scrub the jailhouse floor for their sons' bones find the light? How many fathers knock on the corrupt man's door just to beg for a burial right? Yes, and how many hashtags fade with the dawn while the grave diggers still wait? The answer, my sister, is the seed neath the lawn. The answer's the root they can't break. So I'll walk with the ghosts of the tea-stained hills, where the martyrs don't know their worth, and the wind hums a hymn that the bloodshed stills, but the answer's a song from the earth.